People pleasers, this one's for you. Let's talk about practical tips that will help you stop people pleasing. Hey there, I'm Lauren. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. I specialize in relationship and couples issues and sex therapy. So if you want to create and cultivate the relationships you deserve, be sure to follow along. This is the number one thing that is going to help you as you are learning to stop your people pleasing tendencies. This is a super, super important phrase that I want you to keep in your back pocket. And it's, let me get back to you. This is really important for people pleasers because it provides a buffer of time for you to really check in with yourself, check in with your schedule, check in with any partner or family that you might have that you need to check their schedules, check in with your emotional capacity, the relationship that you have with this person, to really see if you are wanting, willing, and able to do the thing that they're asking you to do. For people pleasers, it's really hard to say no in the moment. So giving you this buffer of time really helps, and then you can get back to them and feel grounded in why you're saying yes or no, and determining if you are saying yes, if you need to set some boundaries around that as well. Another helpful tool is to offer alternatives, because this can feel a little bit better. You're not saying a flat out no, but you're saying, I can't do that, here's something else we could do. So maybe your friend asks you for dinner, hey, can you come to dinner on Saturday night? And you're just like, I know after a long week, I don't want to do that. I can't make it for dinner. How about we go for coffee instead? Or how about we do it the following day? Or whatever it is. But finding an alternative of a way to say yes, but in a way that has boundaries around what your needs are. So that's what I'm talking about. Thinking of a yes with boundaries. What can I do? What can I give? Can help people pleasers in rather than just saying a flat out no, which can feel a little bit harsh, especially when you're just starting this, but having a yes. So find a way to get to yes is the thought you want to have in your head. How can I get to yes? What yes can I offer? Those are different questions you can ask yourself to help you. It's also important to practice saying no. Every day you want to get a no in. And I encourage you to start with small no's. Start with saying no to the server who asks you if you want a dessert or a drink with your meal and you really don't want it. Saying no to the barista, or saying no in a very small way, whatever the small thing is. Hey, do you want cream with your coffee? Do you want this? Whatever it is, coming back to what you want, but practicing no so you can get used to saying no on these small things. It's like building a muscle. So when it comes to a bigger no, you're more comfortable with it and you know that you can get through it. It's also helpful to know your goals of what you want to achieve this week, this year, in 5 years, and what your values are, what's important to you. Because when you know that really clearly, when you have that foundation, you can come back to that when you're checking in with yourself. Does this align with me achieving this goal? No. And that can feel better for yourself internally and saying no when you have a stronger foundation of why you're saying no. If you don't know this, it can feel like you're floating a little bit more. It can start to feel a little selfish, even though it's not, but it can feel that way if you really have some people-pleasing tendencies. So have a good foundation of why you're doing what you're doing, and that's something you can come back to. It's a good home base. It's also really important to have some mantras or sayings that you go to soothe yourself when you're feeling anxious about having to say no or set boundaries around a yes. So one that I love is, you can't please everyone, you're not pizza. Right? Just saying something like that, whether it's more serious or more lighthearted, find something that works for you. And this is why also knowing your goals and your why can be helpful, because that can help take you back to your mantra. I'm saying no because it doesn't fit with this, or whatever it is. But having something to kind of coach yourself through these moments is going to be really, really important. Lastly, is thinking about, are there relationships in my life where people don't respect my boundaries? Relationships that are toxic, where I am giving and giving and giving and not getting anything in return? And if yes, are those relationships that I can remove from my life? Or if I can't remove them completely, how can I limit them? Now, I could do a whole other video on this because it's really easy to just say, oh, get rid of toxic people, knowing it's so much more complicated than that. But I just wanted to add this in here to get you to start to think about it. And I will do another video on what this might look like, on how to remove those people from your life or how to set boundaries around them, because it's a really challenging process, but just starting to think about that, of how do these relationships in my life serve me? If you have any other tips on how to stop people pleasing, leave them in the comments below so we can all learn from them. And if you use any of these strategies and they help, let me know.